So one of the places I'd like to go back to was Carnforth. Having been with my dad, with the dogs and everything, there was certainly bits we didn't do. I mean, quite frankly, it was from a 14-mile walk. So, wow. But it was kind of nice because I can go back to and then explore it a bit more. So Carnforth, I looked at the Royal Station Hotel, and I was thinking like, oh god, it's going to be stupidly expensive for like the Royal Station Hotel. That was the only one I looked at. I think there's more, but that's the one I looked at. And it said 120 for a single with a bathroom. And I'm like, yeah, that's alright. But you've got to remember there's a couple of factors right now. We're in summer, we're in the holiday season. Might not feel like summer at the moment. So what you've got to think is it's holiday season and we're in summer. So we're in season. So the temperature so the price of things is going to be higher. I mean, there's the alternative, you can ring the people up in person, well, over the phone, and book over the phone, and it will actually be cheaper because on booking.com you've got to pay the hotel, but then actually pay booking.com commission. So like, for example, if it's 120 in person, 120 online, it might be like £20 from like when you ring up, as opposed to booking.com. But then the other thing as well is, if you go during off season, so when it's not the tourist season, so like mainly September onwards, you've got like, I think kids go back to school the 4th of September, well, everyone goes back to the 4th of September. So like, if you think about it really, if you booked a hotel on like the 5th or the 6th, for example, instead of being 120, it might be 90, for example, because the prices of it will drop. But plus as well, as it gets towards the winter, well, autumn winter period, people are going to be less likely to go touristing, and places will still want people to go there, so they'll drop the prices even more for the sake of then having revenue from tourists going to that place. The place I went to in Blackpool has now, well, I got it for £27 a night, and it was just one night I was doing, which was enough. It was really good. But now when I look at it, because it's now tourist season and it's the holidays, and Blackpool is like what, the epicenter of the holiday, epicenter of holidays in England, or one of them, it's now gone up to like £70–80. Because there's more demand, prices are going to go up. Oh shit, that was slippy. Because there's more demand, prices are going to go up, so there's competition. So you might end up getting like a real shit hotel for like what you might get for an average one, for example. And plus the thought of staying in Blackpool, not going to do it, not interested. I've been a few times as a kid, been a few times as an adult. Hell, I've even stayed on my own, and that's one of them places you don't go to on your own, because like, yeah, it's just shit. If you go with other people, it's more fun. If you go with other people, if you go by yourself, you are kind of singling yourself out for stuff to do. That's still quite full, Holly. I was like, we're walking along it, it's not rained as much, but still the river's pretty damn full. It's not flowing as fast as it did do. So yeah, looking at Carnforth actually, looking towards like September, October, even November, because the thing is, the thing that puts people off as well is the sunset time. Like if you have a sunset time of where it's like, oh, it's dark at 5 o'clock, people are going to be like, oh shit, that sucks, why would you go away? But to some that's like, wow, you could just see like it go from like 100 to 50, for example. I don't get how there's so little people out. I mean, when I was in West Vale, there were so many people out. Got into the woods, not really. Even along here, I thought, oh, there would be quite a substantial amount of people. And weird that there isn't. It wasn't forecast to rain after 10 o'clock. I wanted to try and get my tent out, but it was just forecast to still keep on raining. So I might not be doing. Nice. Feels weird that actually in like 2 or 3 weeks time I'm going away on a holiday. Like not one I've booked, but a family one. Brampton. And it's kind of nice to look at a place and see it as a content creator, because the people that have gone there have just stood in one place and talked, and it's like you don't get an idea of what that place is like. Yeah, sure, you get an idea of what the brickwork looks like for one random building, but you don't get an idea of like the place. Oh shit, there's a fly fish. So I think when I get home I'm going to put some Voltarol stuff on my hip. I would like to put my tent out, but if it just isn't going to stop raining, I'll just leave it out, like out, like in the conservatory. Sorry, my dogs have got really bad shits. I think I caught my dog down there, which I tidied that up. They've not actually had any treats. That's the thing. I'm just gonna kick like a bit of mud over it. If there was like 20,000 people along here, I'd pick it up. But like, because there's no one, you can just pick it up, and it's good for the soil as well. I was thinking, I've got treats in my bag, should I give them to the dogs? But if they're going to keep shitting, they don't. Anyway, thanks for watching for now, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.